Hey guys, Bookworm here. Today, we're back with another Scratch tutorial. In this episode, we'll be talking about some basic key concepts for Scratch, such as loops and events. So, let's start. Now, to get started, you have to open Scratch. And for me, here I just have a random backdrop I made in like 30 seconds and a sprite that I drew on because they're customizable. Now, I wanted to see the whole screen, but I'm kind of blocking the way, so I'll just leave for a bit. That's better. Now, here on the side, we have all the kinds of code blocks, and here you can drag blocks to this area. This is the area where you can put all your code. You can drag blocks back here to delete them. Now, I want this sprite to do something, so let's say I want to point towards my mouse pointer. Then it'll add a color effect. If I click these blocks, it'll run them, and as you can see, the sprite is doing what I told it to do. But I might get tired of clicking it over and over again just to run it. So how can I let the code run itself? This is when you'll need an event block. Event blocks are some of the most basic yet most important parts of a code. They tell the code when to run, like when certain buttons are pressed. For this line of code, let's say I want it to run when the viewer presses the space key. Now let's just maximize this and see if our code works. So right now I'm pressing the space key and it's running the code. But what if I get even lazier and I want it to run by itself many times with just one press? This is when you'll need a control block. Well, a kind of control block in particular. Moving on. Control blocks let you loop code and make things happen under specific conditions. Some of these are a little complicated. We'll be talking about them in another episode. But for now, we'll be focusing on the ones that loop or repeat. So, as I said earlier, I want this piece of code to repeat by itself, but not forever. So I'm just gonna grab this block and we'll place it right here. I don't want it to repeat too many times, so I'll change the 10 into a 5. I'll add a wait block over here as well. And now we have a loop. So when the space key is pressed, the sprite will point towards the mouse pointer, change its color effect, and wait 1 second. Then it will repeat 5 times. Let's go into full screen mode and see if our code works. Now I'm gonna press the space key once, and it repeats the code 5 times by itself. Well, that's all you need to know about basic loops and events. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Coding with Scratch and explore on your own as well. I'll see you in the next one. Bye!